was smoking all my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty greats, overachieving, never slacking. We got a new reaction. This one's being black in Sweden. So that sounds like something different right there. Shout out to Sweden. If you guys want to check out the original link, it'll be in the description box. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to keep getting more notifications. And with that being said, we're just gonna hop right into this one. Being black in Sweden. Also check out. Hold on. Also check out Athena on YouTube. I just had to put that out there. Give her credit. And here we go.
Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Athena, and today I wanted to do a little different video. I wanted to talk about how it is like being black in Sweden. I do get this question a lot. Every time I mention that I was born and raised in Sweden, I get so many questions, and I just thought, let's just answer all of them in one video. So like I said, I was born and raised in Sweden. I do currently live in Los Angeles right now, but I did spend my very first...
Okay, that's awesome. So you getting that different experience, you know, being from all the way out the country in Sweden and then living in LA, you know, that's a lot of experience right there.
First 20 years in life in Sweden. Just a quick disclaimer, I just want to say that my experience will definitely not be the same as someone else. This is in no way me saying that this is how it's like being black in Sweden. Definitely not. These are just my own experiences and how it was like for me. So I just want to answer a couple of questions that I always get, and the first and most asked question I always get is, are there black people in Sweden? Yes, there are black people in Sweden. There is this stereotype that everyone thinks that there's just blondes and blue-eyed people in Sweden. That is not the case. There are black people. There's honestly just like a mix between everyone. There's Muslims, there's Asians, like there are a mix between a lot of different races. So no, there's not just blondes and blue eyes that lives in Sweden. If you're from a smaller town or like a smaller city, of course there's probably not going to be as many, but if you're in Stockholm, that's the capital. If you're in Stockholm or if you're in a bigger city, yes, there will be black people there. You're definitely not alone. The school I went to, yeah, sure, there were not a lot of black people that went to that school, but like in general in the city, yes, there are black people. So yes, that is always the first question I get, and I'm like, there are black people there.
Okay.
Second question I always...
Okay. So that's interesting. It's interesting.
Always get is, do people stare at you just because you're black? This is honestly like with the same as the first question. No, I mean, I promise Swedes have seen different races before. They have seen black people. So me personally, no, I definitely don't think that they stare at me. I've never ever felt like someone is looking at me just because I'm black. Maybe they're looking at me for a different reason, I don't know, but Swedes in general are very like reserved. We don't like to have eye contact with each other. We don't like being close to each other. So yeah, I definitely don't think they stare. Maybe if you would speak English and you were black, maybe they would look at you a little bit extra because they're thinking like, oh, they're not from Sweden. I wonder where they're from. But me, I mean, I speak Swedish and I'm just black. I definitely don't think that they stare. I promise they have seen black people before. I've had some cases where like actually children have like looked at me, and then I can hear them telling their parents like, oh, look at her, she's brown. But honestly, for me, that's like, perfect, now you've seen a black person.
You heard that? She said she heard them saying, look at her, she's brown. So who told us we were black? I gotta throw out stuff, you know?
They definitely don't stare at you because you're black. Well, at least for me. I'm not gonna say definitely because, again, these are just my own experiences. But from my own experiences, no, they don't look at me just because I'm black. Another question I always get is, are Swedish people racist, or are Sweden a racist country? First of all, this is a super hard question for me to answer because I can't speak for 10 million people. But yes, there are racist people in Sweden. Same thing as there are racist people here in the States. Same thing as there are racist people in Australia, in Canada. I mean, unfortunately, there are racist people everywhere. So can I say that Sweden is a racist country? Me personally, I wouldn't say that it's a racist country. I mean, have I gotten ignorant comments before? Have I gotten like racist comments, I guess? I mean, yes, I have, but I feel like it's just from like uneducated people that honestly that ask those questions. For example, some ignorant comments I have received is definitely the one where they're like, where are you from? And whenever someone asks me where I'm from, I always say the city I'm from in Sweden. So I'm like, yeah, I'm from the city in Sweden. And they're like, no, but where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from this city in Sweden. And they're like, no, but where are you actually from? Like, where are your parents from? And I'm like, oh, you want to know where?
It's a lot of ignorant people in the world. Sometimes you just gotta brush that off. So much ignorant people. Like,
my parents are from? Well, yeah, they're from this city and they're from this city. And they're like, oh, okay, perfect. So I'm like, were you asking like where I'm from or where my parents are from? Like, I just hate that question because it's just like, why can't you just be satisfied with me saying I am from Sweden? But honestly, this question, I don't only get it in Sweden. I get it here in the States too. Every time I say I am from Sweden, everyone, literally everyone will reply back and they're like, are you from Sweden? Like, no, you're not from Sweden. Where are you from? You're not from Sweden. And I'm like, that's where I was born and raised. Like, why are you not just satisfied with a black person saying that they are from Sweden? So like that, it's just not only in Sweden. I do get that honestly everywhere. Every time I get this question, it's like, no, you're not from Sweden. It honestly got to a point where someone would ask me where I'm from. I would reply back with, do you want to know where I'm from or where I'm from? Because it's like, I don't even know what you want to know. And this has nothing to do with me not being proud of like where my parents are from. Not at all. Like that is not it. It's just very frustrating that they just can't accept the answer I am from Sweden just because I am black. But yeah, so that's one ignorant comment I have received. Another one, I mean, it's maybe not a comment, but I just absolutely hated when I was younger when people would compare their skin tone to mine. So whenever they went on, let's say, vacation, or they have been somewhere where it's warm and then they get back and they're very tanned, and they would compare their arm to my arm, and they would be like, look at my arm, I'm so brown, or I'm so black as Athena. And I'm just like, first of all, no, you're not. Like, why don't you just compare?
I've gotten that a lot, and it's actually extremely annoying. Seriously. Like, I remember the manager one time at Macy's back when I was working there. She was like, she had came back from Florida. She was like, yeah, I got my tan, I'm trying to look like you. And I'm just like, corny humor.
Compare yourself to one of your white friends. Like, why would you compare yourself to me that's not even the same color to begin with? I remember that was really frustrating when I was younger. Now today, I mean, my friends would never ever say a comment like that. I feel like it's just more, unfortunately, younger people that are just uneducated. But yeah, so that question I hated. Another thing is when I was younger, people would touch my hair. And this is just so not okay. I hated it so much. And the thing is with like, whenever someone would ask if they can touch my hair, they wouldn't even wait for a reply because obviously I would have said no. But they would be like, oh, can I?
Listen, look at my hair, right? Which I was under a tree yesterday and I see, I'm about to wash it, that tree. I had not pollen, but a whole bunch of stuff was just like, I did a live video on Instagram and a whole bunch of stuff was falling in my hair. But imagine what I go through, imagine what I go through.
Can I touch your hair? And then they just touch it. It's like, stop touching me. Like, get away from me. I do not want you to touch my hair. That was very frustrating when I was younger. Today, I mean, now I have like straighter hair than I had. So, I mean, I don't think that anyone would ask to touch my hair today. But again, I remember I thought that was very like frustrating when I was younger. I honestly feel like it is the parents' responsibility to teach their children that everyone is not the same. You will see different races. There are Black people out there. There are, a mix between all different races. And honestly, like, the parents have to teach their children to not to not say these ignorant comments. Do not compare yourself to someone that doesn't look like you. Do not compare yourself to anyone. Like, there are skinny people, there are fat people, there are tall people, there are, short people, small, large. It's just like, just stop comparing yourself to someone that does not look like you. Stop comparing yourself to anyone, because we're all different. And like, the ignorant comments, I feel like it's mostly from like children. Of course, there will be like racist adults too, but they are just a lost cause. I'm just like, I just can't even deal with them. Yeah. Do I feel safe as a Black woman in Sweden? I do. And again, like, I just want to like mention this, that these are just my own experiences. This is just how I feel. I feel very, safe and secure in Sweden. Of course, I mean, first of all, I'm a woman. Like, women unfortunately are not safe anywhere. So, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't walk alone at night at 3 a.m. Of course not, but I wouldn't do that here either. So, do I feel safe in Sweden as a Black person? I do. I honestly, I love Sweden. If you ask anyone, they will say like, oh yeah, Athena's like the biggest Sweden lover ever. I am like, honestly, I love Sweden so much, and that's where all of my friends and family are.
Sweden sounds like a beautiful place, though. I'm not even gonna lie.
That is where I want to build my own family someday. That is where I want to live when I was gonna say when I grow up, and I'm like, you are a grown person. But yeah, I am currently living in Los Angeles now, but I do want to move back to Sweden, honestly, very soon, because that is just the country I love and I want to spend the rest of my life in. I definitely recommend everyone to visit Sweden if you have a chance. I would say go in the summer, not in the winter, because it's very cold and it's snowing, and don't go in the winter time, but definitely in the summer. It's just a beautiful country and I can't wait to go back there. So these are just the questions I normally get. People are very interested in how it is like being Black in Sweden, so I just thought, let's just do a video on it. But yes, I really hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I was gonna say comment, rate, and subscribe.
I'll have her channel in the description too. The original link to this video and her channel if you guys want to go subscribe.
That's what I said when I had my old channel 10 years ago. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Okay. So it doesn't sound like no super prejudiced place or anything like that. It sounds like a beautiful place, to be honest with you. And her passion, you could tell she loves where she's from. You could see it when she talks about it. Like, she wants to spend the rest of her life there and raise her family there. So right there lets you know it's a beautiful place. And to have that type of passion about your country, like for her to say, I want to move back soon, like, that's awesome. Especially when in America, we're going through a lot where people are just like, they're not really feeling it out here, no matter who you are, people are just feeling like, ugh. So shout out to her, much love, and shoot, I think I need to take a trip to Sweden real soon, And I thought I stopped that, so I'm looking silly right now. I thought I was about to kill it with that last line. Okay.